You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rosnack. Contemporary arrangements of ancient carols, old meets new in a celebration of the Christmas season, featuring Winnipeg's Esprit de Choeur. Their first concert of the year, I'm delighted to welcome Artistic Director Valdine Anderson back to Classic 107. So lovely to see you.
It's great to be here.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you. You must be feeling so excited about presenting your first concert of the year.
We are very excited. It's got a real feel of, a long-awaited kind of presentation feel about it. So, we're very excited. And, of course, it's Christmas, and that brings a lot of excitement with it naturally, too.
Yeah, excitement, highly anticipated. It is that time of the year, a time of this sort of, celebratory nature, right?
I would say so.
And tell us about the makeup of the ensemble this year. How many singers are you?
We're 23 singers. So, it's great. People missed singing together, but they all came back after you know what. and we're all just so happy to be singing together. And the group has remained the same, but with some new singers coming in. And so it's lovely. It's ever evolving, and just a beautiful group of treble-voiced singers that really enjoy making music together.
You know, we've heard from a couple different choirs over the past few weeks, and all have had this enthusiasm about, of course, returning to singing, but also seeing new singers who have been engaging, and you've got a few new singers in Esprit de Choeur as well, right?
We do indeed. So it's nice. We have our kind of core of singers that have been with it. We have even some lifers. I'd say they've been in for over 10 years, and that's fantastic. And the group continues to attract to singers each year, and it's really nice.
And singers of all ages too, right?
Yes, I would say from about age 19 to maybe 60.
Yeah, some more experienced voices, some newer voices, all coming together in Esprit de Choeur. This, as you mentioned, a treble voice choir, a woman's chorus. What do you enjoy most about working with upper voices?
That there's a richness to the harmony there, and especially it lends itself well to accompanying instruments, especially if you can get some lower instruments like cello, organ even is beautiful with the upper voices. You can just think of some of the beautiful boys' choirs from England or something like that. But we have, I would like to say, a very fine quality of tone, and there's a lot of interesting rep for women's voices, and it's fun to explore that and to be one of the groups that presents this for the first time often in Manitoba. So we're delighted to do that.
Well, speaking of repertoire, let's chat a little bit about this upcoming concert. Now, I know you're not supposed to judge a book off its cover, but let me say, if one were to judge Esprit de Choeur concerts off their titles, I think they'd be more than intrigued. You always do such a brilliant job of piquing interest, and you've certainly grabbed my attention once again with this concert, Medieval and Mod. Can you tell us a bit more about the idea behind this program, Valdine?
Yes, I can. Just trying to put together a program, and every year it's just such a delight to try to sort of find music that really sparks an interest, and eventually it all starts to come together in a way that kind of has a theme. And this year we're looking at the music of Hildegard von Bingen, and I happened to find some really interesting modern arrangements of it. And our opening one, O Antiqui Sancti, is directly taken note for note from von Bingen's chants, but it's been radically arranged by American composer Michael Engelhardt. So we have drums with electric bass, and it's a very cool arrangement of her chant and of her words, and it's just got a very contemporary groove to it that I had to say it's medieval, but it's actually very mod too.
Yeah, well said. And I mean, Hildegard von Bingen, one of those composers who, yes, was writing centuries ago. She, a nun and also a mystic, just a fascinating individual. And though she was writing, centuries ago, there's also something very forward-looking about her music, isn't there?
Yes. I'm currently, in 2012, she was made a doctor of the Catholic Church.
You're right.
So,
Yeah. Just a fascinating individual.
She's very relevant. She talks about celebrating the creativity of the Spirit through music and through prayer. So it's not just an isolated thing. Music can go through so many phases of our existence.
Now, you mentioned Hildegard von Bingen. What else can audiences expect to hear? I mean, this concert, medieval and mod. I imagine there will be some seasonal favorites on the program as well.
Yes, we have a really new arrangement by Larry Nickel of the beautiful poem by Robert Frost, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. He calls it Miles to Go. And he wrote it for mixed chorus, but he just recently rearranged it for treble voices. And I asked me if we wouldn't mind programming it. So we're delighted to do that. I'm thinking it's the Manitoban premiere, if not the Canadian, for treble voices. And it's very beautiful. And, the way the poem kind of talks about whether he should stay looking at the woods so dark and lovely and deep, or continue with his promises to keep and his obligations. The music has this sense of not really ending. It sort of ends on a very sort of undecided feeling. So it's a lovely arrangement of it, and we're excited about that. We're also doing Edward Henderson's I Saw Three Ships, which is about 1.5 minutes of very complicated singing. I think it was played on Classic 107 yesterday.
Yeah, it was one of those favorites that we always put to air this time of year. You mentioned, just it's not the longest of tunes, but it sounds like a pretty complicated arrangement. Lots of work for a short little reward.
It is. By the time it's over, we've been through a lot. It's only been about 1.5 minutes, but it's a lot of fun. It's very joyous, and of course we're doing Panis Angelicus by César Frank, and we have a beautiful singer in our choir, Paulina Gonzalez, and she will be singing "Oh
Past
Hell."
Classic 107 guest. We've had her on the show.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
She is a beautiful singer, and she'll be singing "O Holy Night" as well. So, and we're ending the program with another Hildegard von Bingen piece written by Michael John Trotta. And again, this has got violin. It's got a bit of a Celtic feel to it, and percussion, and it's great. The centerpiece of the program is John Rutter's Dancing Day. And of course, that features all medieval carols, and it's just beautiful. So, and they're timeless, really. There's something about them that still evokes a lot of, great feeling and joy even today.
Yeah, they're very mod. It makes sense with the title, right? Medieval and mod.
I say so. They evoke a mod feeling.
And you mentioned, of course, the choir, the centerpiece of the performance, but also collaborating with a number of individuals. This really feels very much in line with the mantra of Esprit de Choeur, which is to create, collaborate, and celebrate, right?
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly our mantra. Yes.
Well, all the more reason to attend this show. The concert takes place at Knox United Church, 400 Edmonton Street. That's this coming Sunday, December 4th, 3 p.m. Tickets are $25, and they're available through the website, through Eventbrite, and at the door, or through choristers. Valdine, we're going to hear a little bit of music to wrap up this conversation from a concert recorded a few years back in 2018. Can you tell us more about There Is No Rose?
Yes, this is from Benjamin Britten's Ceremony of Carols, and it's one of the movements from that. Again, very much like the Rudder, it's a group of medieval carols, and Richard Turner is the featured harpist with Esprit.
Here it is, Esprit de Choeur on Classic 107.